and most importantly put the ball in the back of the net. So really excited for it, a game which I expect us to fully control, and there'll be lots of goal-mouth action for Scotland.
Yeah, as I mentioned, depending on that result at Broadwood between Romania and North Macedonia, Scotland should, if they win their group. North Macedonia would need to beat Romania and better Scotland's goal difference. That's looking unlikely. Scotland lead by 1 after drawing in the head-to-heads with North Macedonia. Winning the group would be very beneficial. That will see Scotland advance to League A for the 2026-27 Euro Under-19s Round 1 qualifying, which this age group will be competing in a couple of years' time. Well, we're underway here at the Falkirk Stadium. Fletcher Boyd with an early touch of the ball in a match which you would feel Scotland will look to dominate.
Yeah, I felt they've done the same against North Macedonia and Romania at times, so obviously it's a tough ask for Liechtenstein to come here, especially in Scotland, and come and dominate the ball. Scotland, obviously, some of the quality we do have in this squad would fully expect that, and at times you will need to be patient. You'd expect Liechtenstein to sit in a shape, and for Scotland to kind of figure that out, suck them in with some passes, stretch them in behind with the pace that they have in wings, especially here with Williams.
Here is Cameron Williams looking for Cole Burke. Lovely feet by Burke, and squares it.
Pass.
And there is the first goal inside the opening minutes. And it's Alexander Smith who taps in at the far post. Lovely work from Burke. And there was Smith on hand. And that didn't take long at all, did it, Scott?
It didn't. It's that threat of Williams again. He has that pace and endeavour to get behind it. It's a great find from his teammate. He then finds a lovely cute pass into Cole Burke, and for me, that's when you show your worth. He lifts the head and finds a lovely ball across the goal. And Alexander Smith falling in at the back post, but the awareness for Cole Burke to find him and see him in the box, for me, fantastic.
Yeah, we mentioned Scotland going to have the majority of the ball, but you know, how good is that to get that early goal? It takes the weight off the shoulders, it takes the pressure off. Yeah,
it really does, and you'd expect Scotland now to play with total confidence. Obviously getting a goal so early in a game always helps. I think, listen, for me, it was a well-worked goal as well. It wasn't by accident. Scotland put the ball into a good area. Williams, as we said, showing his strengths in terms of his running power, and then having the awareness to find Burke. But for me, looks a real threat. So Alexander Smith as well, he was one for me in North Macedonia when he came on as a substitute later in the game. He had a real impact on it. He looked to stretch them in behind. He didn't just come to feet all the time, and that's what you need, especially when you're representing your country. You want to go and showcase the talents that you do have, and nowhere better to do it when your friends and family are here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of friends and family, just in front of us is Cole Burke's father, Chris Burke. You played with him at Birmingham, and I'm sure he'll be delighted to see his son register an assist there.
Yeah, he'll be loving that, to be fair. He was one who got many assists over his career. He was a fantastic player, someone who I really enjoyed my time with at Birmingham, and he'll be delighted that his son's obviously made the mark which he has early in this game.
Free kick taken quickly there by Aidan McCallion, but claimed there by Liechtenstein's goalkeeper Lorenz Hassler.
I like that though, being nice and creative with the set piece. It might have been a pull there, but they're looking to do something different just to move this Liechtenstein team.
Well, won by Borland. McCallion will find Williams with the free kick there. Military trainer, the Scotland player down. Kilmarnock youth player. Well, Scotland with a fantastic start. If you've just joined us, 1-0 up inside the opening minute. Alexander Smith's lovely finish at the far post after some good work by Williams and Burke has Scotland in front, barring a massive North Macedonia victory over Romania. Scotland will be in pole position to win this group. It's Borland looking for Williams, such a threat on this left hand side, the left wing back. One of, I think, 5 players, Scott, that trained with the senior squad over the last week or so. Cameron Williams at Liverpool, of course, will be trying to learn off Scotland's senior squad's left back, and also fellow Liverpool player Andy Robertson. But you know, I've watched, as of you, the last couple of games, and you know, he looks a really, really talented young kid.
Yeah, he does. Obviously touched on that in terms of the first goal and what I'd seen him in the previous games. I think he's full endeavour first and foremost. One of the type of players that coaches love, up and down, always available on the ball, brave. I think he doesn't always play in that position as well at his home club of Liverpool. But for me, he's had a real impact in over these 3 games and already in this one today. There's a lot of good talent coming through. It's just in these games they can be frustrating. Obviously they end up going to a back 5, just about moving the ball quick and keep probing. You don't always need to go forward with every pass. Just nice and patient. You see it at all levels of international football. It's the team who have the ball most who usually come out winners because other teams chasing the full game. So I'd like to see them different parts of Scotland play today.
Fletcher Boyd, lovely work. Williams again, looking for that ball at the far post for Smith, who was waiting once more, looking for his second of the game already. Clear behind for the Scotland corner.
I think you see again there, Williams just such a willing runner. Always helps the guy on the ball. If you get someone really busting and that change of speed to get into the area, it just triggers you to play the pass. We've seen that twice already today.
Decent delivery. Looking for Borland at the far post. He scored the goal, the opener on Saturday against Romania. Oh, didn't just quite fall to him. But it'll be behind for another Scotland corner.
I think the young Liechtenstein goalkeeper ball get caught in the sun there.
Yeah, lovely day here in Falkirk. Last 2 matches been played at Broadwood Stadium, but we're here at the Falkirk Stadium. Cameron Williams with a lovely looking ball to Cole Burke. Just slightly held up, but it'll find its way to Hayden Borland. Dangerous delivery, the header won at the far post. McCallion will recycle here to Williams. Now on the right hand side, but still using that left foot well, tries to whip in. Well defended by Liechtenstein, and they'll win the throw on that far side. Well, this only the second fixture between the countries at under-17 level. The last one taking place in September 2007. That one was at Livingston's Ammon Vale. Scotland ran out 8-0 winners. Our starting 11, which included the likes of Danny Wilson, John Fleck, Jamie Ness, and of course on the bench a certain Scott Allen.
Yeah, a young spoiler Scott Allen at that time for sure. And on a grass pitch at Almonvale, which was really good at the time, if you can remember that.
Yeah, I think your mate Andy Halliday banging goals in for Livingston around that time as well.
Yeah, he was, to be fair. Striker he was that time.
No, that was an 8-0 win, and I'm sure Scotland will love to repeat that feat this afternoon. Of course, a couple of scares against Liechtenstein for the men's senior side, thinking back to September 2010. Scotland 2-1 winners at Hampden. They came from behind in a qualifier, thanks to Kenny Miller in a 97th minute Stephen McManus header. That feels like a lifetime ago. Here's McCallion finding Williams. This young Scotland side come forward again and hunt for a second early on. McCallion, lovely ball to Williams. It will be cut across the box again. Flashes across goal. Fletcher Boyd agonisingly close to poking that home for a second, but yet again, I keep saying it early on here, but Cameron Williams is causing all sorts of problems.
Yeah, and I'll say it again, he's just willing to get forward, always give his teammate an option. I think the actual play up until the ball did find Williams was really good. The ball came into Fletcher Boyd, did a lovely wee set touch, came back out, and then they switched the play and get in behind on the second phase. That's what they have to do. They have to be patient, they have to move this team about. Unfortunately, not to see someone just tap that in for the second.
Decent effort from range. It's spilled by the goalkeeper, and it'll fall to Cole Burke here. And Scotland have their second. It was Archie Trainer's initial effort, and Cole Burke, well, it's provider turned goal scorer. Lovely bit of work from him for the opener. And after fellow Kilmarnock man Trainer's strike there, Burke is on hand to tap home, and it's Liechtenstein 0, Scotland 2.
Yep, listen, there's no question the Liechtenstein goalkeeper will be really disappointed with that. But Cole Burke, he can only follow up as a good attacking player would do, and he gets a tap in. Listen, it's dead easy when someone hits a shot from that distance just to be on your heels. He wasn't. He was looking to see if there was any spillage from the goalkeeper, and he duly tucked away and gets another goal for Scotland, and it's a goal and assist already. It's not a bad start to his game today.
Yeah, not bad at all from Cole Burke. 2 goals in September on his debut for the Under-17s versus Indonesia and Turkey. He's been on the bench in the Scottish Premiership for Kilmarnock this season against Hearts. Didn't make an appearance, but I'm sure that one won't be far around the corner. And a goal and assist for him inside the opening 10 minutes. Alexander Smith with the opener, and Cole Burke on hand to tap in the spill after trainer's efforts. Scotland looking for a third here. Boyd finding Burke. Ball will find its way to Williams. Lovely work again from trainer, and Scotland will settle for the corner once again.
Causing Liechtenstein real problems down this right hand side. You can see Burke and Williams have that little connection, looking to find each other in their pockets. It's causing Liechtenstein all sorts of problems.
Dangerous delivery again from McCallion. Hayden Borland was there, that one's cleared off the line. Liechtenstein get it away at the second time of asking as well. Carroll picks up, finding
Switches on.
Goal scorer Smith. Scotland in full control of this one as expected, but a brilliant start nonetheless. I don't think they could have asked for a better one with those 2 goals inside the first 10 minutes. McCallion. Alexander Smith.
Oh,
lovely ball on the overlap. It's cut back looking for Fletcher Boyd. He's there, and it's 3. Scotland are flying, and Fletcher Boyd once again on the score sheet. The young Aberdeen striker pokes home after some great work on the right there from Smith. The ball across from Hogarth, and it's Liechtenstein 0, Scotland 3.
Yep, again it's a great run from Hogarth. Alexander Smith, a lovely weighted pass, and Hogarth into the good area again, as we spoke about with the first goal, lifting their head, finding your teammate with a pass into Fletcher Boyd, and he pokes home. It's a great goal from a Scotland point of view again. Runners beyond with a pass, and they finish to obviously round it off. It's a fantastic start for Scotland, and this could be a really long day for Liechtenstein.
Yeah, they've had plenty of them over the last few years. The Under-17 sides, I mentioned a 10-0 loss to Romania in their opener on Wednesday at Broadwood. Managed only a 1-0 defeat though to North Macedonia on Saturday. Things had looked to have picked up, but it was a really tough time for them in the League 8 round 1 phase of this qualifying campaign, losing 10-0 to Portugal, 6-0 to Bosnia and 8-0 to Finland, and Scotland are 3-0 up inside 12 minutes here, looking for a fourth. McCallion, lovely footwork from him, just taken off his toes at the last minute, but regained there. Great composure and reading of the game by Hearts' Alfie Osborne, the captain of this Under-17 side.
Listen, there's no question Scotland are expected to go and win the game comfortably today, but these games can be tricky at times if the attitude isn't right, and from the offset Scotland's attitude to the game has been fantastic. Good habits, that's what you want to see, not taking your foot off the gas, standing in good stead in their futures in the game.
Smith, really talented youngster at Rangers. Trainer now holds off his man, and back to Hayden Borland. Wide now for Carroll. His first start in this group, and looking to thread through Smith again, but Liechtenstein's number 1 out well there. It'll be long here from Hasser, looking for the focal point there of Balbuena. McCallion in there, and a foul and a yellow card there from our Swiss referee.
Yeah, he was a little bit late. Wasn't any malice in the challenge.
No,
Ball
not
just
at
got
all.
away from him.
Effie Devran, who's the striker down for Liechtenstein, he'll just require a bit of treatment here. We'll see that tackle again. It's just McCallion on the stretch as he tries to keep a hold of the ball, and the card was out very quickly.
Yeah, it was, to be fair. It probably just warrants a yellow card. As I saw one day once, McCallion obviously tried to show that composure in the middle of the park in the tight spaces, which you want your young midfielders to do. The ball just got away from him.
What a start this is to proceedings. Just over a quarter of an hour played, and it's Scotland who lead by 3-0. The goals from Alexander Smith, Colburk and Fletcher Boyd. And Brian McLaughlin's young sides are flying. Looking to beat that scoreline of Scott Allen's side in 2007.
Take me way back there.
Tell me, before we came on here, you believe you came on as a sub?
I did, yes, I did. I think I got the last couple of minutes.
Ball forward there is won by Hayden Borland. Smith finding Lewis Carroll. Searching ball forward. Well won by Liechtenstein defence, and foul there by Liechtenstein's captain Beck. The 17-year-old midfielder Jason Beck, he's scored the Under-17s last 2 goals. And they do not come often, it must be said. Last scored 9 games ago in a friendly against Malta back in April 2024. Here they come, looking for a rare attack forwards. It's well held up by Ouz. The referee just having a word with the Liechtenstein attacker. Well, you need to go back further than 9 games for this side's last win. That was 15 games ago, a 1-0 victory over Gibraltar back in August 2023. Just 1 win in 25, both competitive and friendlies. 4 goals scored in that time. A nation of around 40,000 people though, so to be expected, you would imagine, but still for Scotland to control it and be 3-0 up early on, it's quite an incredible start, and they do not look finished. Carroll, the young Aberdeen defender, lovely ball here onto the right for Hogarth. Who's trying to hold off Carroll, wins his side the throw it. This to be taken here by Arda Tunkai. Ball into Balbuena, but given straight back to Scotland, and Fletcher Boyd taken out by Zekan there.
Good player there, just delayed the touch. Knew the defender was going to dive in, just flicks it. And buys the free kick, very good play.
Yeah, such a talented player, one for the future, Fletcher Boyd, but one for the present, one for last season with Aberdeen. Scored the goal against North Macedonia, of course, on Wednesday. Goals as well against Northern Ireland and Lithuania in round 1 qualifying, but 2 goals for Aberdeen's first team last year in his couple of appearances against Hibs and Livingston. 5 sub-appearances this year, and on the score sheet already today he'll be looking to add to that haul. Ball into the box looking for Borland, just couldn't quite connect with it. And Hassler will gather.
can tell there's a lot of work put into the set pieces as well. I like that. Obviously spoke about good habits earlier in the top of the programme. It's very important for these kids to get into this mindset of what it is like the further levels you go up and how important set pieces can be to you winning and losing games. They look really well drilled in terms of all the set pieces. Look a real threat.
Osborne, another one of those 5 that trained with it. Scotland senior squad. What an experience it would have been for those young lads. Would have come through the academy as well, with the likes of James Wilson, who became Scotland's youngest ever player on Sunday, albeit an evening to forget for the men's senior side, but a memorable one for Wilson. Forward came Hogarth there, also of Hearts, and Scotland will win the corner. Lovely build-up play yet again from...
Yeah, obviously, like I said, when you're the guy on the ball, you want people in front of you to make the runs in behind, and if they go at real speed, it just triggers the pass. The players that we've seen today, they have the quality to pick the pass as well, which is the most important thing. Really good bits of play from Scotland.
And here we go with another Scotland corner. It's Williams, another decent delivery. Hayden Borland waiting at the far post, but it's well gathered from Hassler. Scheidel clips it long. Will be intercepted there by Williams, and lovely play from Williams. He's just taken out, and the yellow card out again from the referee. Scotland try and take it quickly, but the referee has just halted play for the time being. Yet again, it's good work from Cameron Williams.
Just so sharp, isn't he?
Yeah, been at Liverpool, signed as a 9-year-old, 7 appearances for their under-18s this season at just 16 years of age, so playing a year or two above himself, really. Started the last 3 for them in the under-18s Premier League and is developing really well. Borland finding Carroll. Trainer trying the back heel, but just halted. Borland, the young Celtic defender, finding Williams again on the left. Just a rare pass given away from the young Liverpool defender, and a free kick now in favour of Liechtenstein.
Obviously with the fast start that Scotland have had, the wee bit of energy has kind of dropped out of the game at this wee period in the game. A foot back in the ball, keep moving it quick. There'll be more goals for them for sure.
You're halfway through this first 45, Scotland 3-0 to the goods. Goals from Alexander Smith, Cole Burke and Fletcher Boyd have Brian McLaughlin's under-17 side looking to win this group. That will see them advance into League A for the 2026-27 under-19s, which will be this age group. He's done a fantastic job as Brian McLaughlin since being appointed in 2017. Ball dropping now to Williams on the left, has support from Archie Traynor. Back to Borland. Traynor once again. Williams has the ball on the left and he's found. Blocked and behind for the throw, but Scotland with a clear game plan here, a clear build-up, playing between the central defenders, trying to feed their wing backs and get cutbacks in. And just on Brian McLaughlin's tenure, Scotland reaching the Euro Under-17 finals in 2022 in Israel and 2023 in Hungary. Tough time of it at those tournaments, though, beaten by Portugal, Denmark and Sweden in 2022. Really a group of death in 2023, beaten by winners Germany, runners-up France and Portugal. But some
not bad sides there.
Yeah, no, some really talented players as well in those squads. The likes of Lennon Miller, Bailey Rice, Rory Wilson, Ryan Oney, and Bobby Wales as well. Majority of which are now playing with the Scotland Under-21 squad. Of course, I mentioned Lennon Miller. He was in the senior squad, wasn't he, for the 2 matches against Greece there. It's McCallion's ball in. Header won by Borland at the far post and deflected behind. Going to be a Liechtenstein ball, though. Once again, you feel like a goal is coming from that corner every time Scotland get one.
Yeah, every time it's obviously came from the right to left. Goalkeeper doesn't seem that confident coming out and taking it. Bowling round the back again, just unfortunately not to direct it on target.
Long from Hassler, won by Carroll, but it'll drop to the body in the Liechtenstein midfields. Smith picking up now, lovely ball with the outside of his left boot, feeding Fletcher Boyd. He's looking for options in the box, squares it, and there's the header, just narrowly over the bar, and Scotland come very close to a fourth.
Yeah, I can't believe it's not ended up in the back of the net. Again, initially some fantastic build-up play. Smith as well, causing real problems in the pockets, finding the killer pass. Unfortunately for Scotland, it doesn't end up in the back of the net. It's great play.
Created so many chances in this one. Trainer finding his club teammate Barkin. Back to Trainer now. Lovely drop of the shoulder. And Archie Trainer just into the side netting. Fletcher Boyd, I think, wanting the cutback. The Kilmarnock man more than entitled to go for it. And again, another chance goes begging for Scotland.
Yep, again, for me, he probably should be in the back of the net. But what I do like about what I've seen of Archie Trainer today is he's looking to make his pass and get beyond. Doesn't just watch his pass. Looking to penetrate with their runs. Really good play again. Just didn't have the finish to go with it. And as you said, Fletcher Boyd with every right to ask for that cutback.
Rare touch of the ball there for Scotland goalkeeper. Cameron Patterson is in, replacing Ali Graham. Young goalkeeper, played his youth football not too far from here at Bowness United. Now on the books at Celtic. Some nice possession and control for Scotland as they look to build another attack. Williams got the all-important touch, and it's him that picks it up. Incredible pace shown there, and it's now Carroll.
Oh, good play.
Links with his club teammate Boyd. Lovely football. The Smith puts Boyd in. Williams is there, and what a goal that is from Scotland. It's 4-0. It's Cameron Williams at the far post, and he's deserved that after his performances in the last 3 matches. Yeah,
and it all starts with him being nice and direct. Obviously spoke about the pace it has, but some of the link-up play and the combination play from Scotland round the box there. Fletcher Boyd involved again. Fantastic goal from Scotland.
I know people may look at the opposition and things like that, but if you see a goal like that at any level, no matter what the teams are, it's one that you've simply got to applaud. That was, incredible from back to front.
It really was. Like I said, they link up, the combinations, the one-touch stuff. There's nothing better, especially if you're part of the coaching team down there. That is exactly what you want to see from these young Scotland players. I'll say it again, that was a fantastic goal from a Scotland point of view. Done, Colback. It's a game for these young Scotland players now to go and really enjoy. Shows that flair, creativity.
It's one which almost all will feel like they can perhaps get on the score sheet. See Cameron Williams getting forward. 4 different goal scorers for Scotland with their 4 goals, and that 4th one probably the pick of the bunch in terms of the move, but some brilliant football for all 4 of them. Maybe a little fortunate perhaps with the second one, but Colberg still got to be there and follow in. It was a lovely finish as well. Scotland in control. Trainer's ball finding Burke now on this left hand side. Cuts in. Has that just taken off his toes. Now Liechtenstein.
McCallion does well there, getting across, sensing the danger.
Yeah, McCallion just taking the ball off Emmanuel Wolf there. 15-year-old who debuted at under-17 level at 14 years of age. A lot of these players fast-tracked to this level. McCallion for Williams. Be back to Borland, and lovely one-touch stuff. McCallion wanting to play quickly, the referee not having any of it. It's really encouraging the way Scotland get the ball down, and they want to be quick with it. Get the ball down and play and try and create time after time. Don't seem to get tired of it at all.
Listen, these boys will played against teams, your Germany's, England's, where you have long periods where you don't have the ball. It's always good to understand how important it is to control these games.
Williams into Alexander Smith, 2 of the goal scorers combining. Just a slack pass from Smith, but find its way to Osborne, and a bit of a stoppage. It's Balbuena that's down this time after a strong but fair challenge from Borland.
You've been taking a little breather in the process.
Yeah, former Partick Thistle defender Hayden Borland signed his first pro deal at Celtic last year, and it's been a rapid rise really for him. Looks one for the future in a centre back area that I would imagine some Scotland fans would like to see young players coming through in. Made his UEFA Youth League debut in February against Salzburg. And of course I mentioned scoring that opener against Romania. He got up so well, and he's one that you wouldn't be surprised to see on the score sheet.
I think it's important to say, obviously when the kids come away for the camp, you look at the first game, then you look at Romania, they get better and better. It's just obviously that comfortability with each other, knowing each other's games. It sometimes takes a wee bit of time for that to develop, but you can certainly see the relationships on the park today. Some of the one-touch passing, the combinations, it does help the more time you get to train with each other.
Balbuena holding off Hogarth here.
Good feet.
Yeah, lovely footwork there from Tunkai. Just given back to the Scotland defence, and Alfie Osborne will take control of the ball. The young Hearts defender, a B-team regular in the Lowland League. Featured in Hearts first team training during pre-season, and a big Jambo, I believe. Looks like one for the future.
Definitely a big Jambo. No physical presence about him. Looks to play forward as well, like that from my defenders. He can play midfield as well. I think he plays there a lot for Hearts.
Yep.
Some really good qualities.
It's well played again on the left there by Trainer. Beat his man and winning a free kick for Scotland. in quite a dangerous position. And again, Brian McLaughlin's side will load the box, the likes of Borland and Osborne forward. Referee just spotting something in the area. McCallion with a chance to deliver again, the young Rangers midfielder. McCallion's ball was just slightly over Borland, but he spun and picked it back up on that right wing. Carroll. It's well cleared. Now Hogarth links well with Williams. McCallion. Williams will pick it up and he's in behind here. Cameron Williams. What a finish that is. And a move that looked like it was over. Williams kept going. His pace to get to the loose ball, and what about that for a finish?
Yeah, fantastic finish, driven across the goalkeeper, but it all comes again from that desire. Pick up the second balls. Boy, does he finish. Fantastic goal. Second of the afternoon. Thoroughly deserved. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, the goalkeeper with no chance as the young Liverpool fullback is on the score sheet once again. Fantastic play once again. Scotland 5 goals to the goods. Just under 9 minutes or so until half time. But what's an opening 37 minutes or so it's been for Brian McLaughlin's young stars. I'm not expecting you to have the answers or anything, Scott, but what do you think it is with, you know, Scotland and producing these incredible fullbacks? You look at Andy Robertson, Kieran Tierney on the right as well, unfortunately out at the minute, but Aaron Hickey, Nathan Patterson, you know, it's incredible talent in the fullback positions, and we've got another one, it looks like, on the books here of Cameron Williams.
Yeah, we really do, and obviously the players we speak of, maybe it's growing up in Scotland, you do get asked to defend a lot. I'm only kidding. No, listen, I think one of the biggest things is when you are a young fullback in this country, you can look at guys like Robertson and Tierney who are at clubs like Liverpool and Arsenal respectively, once played and won the Champions League. It gives you that real encouragement. I think in this country now a lot of teams and clubs are playing with that position where the guy's expected to bomb on, and we've certainly seen that from today and the previous games. Just bundles of energy. I think you say he is a year younger than some of the boys out here as well at the same time. It definitely helps. Great touch.
Borland back into Traynor. The cutback's on, but it's well blocked there by Zekan. Behind for Scotland corner, but once again some great work, and Archie Traynor causing a lot of problems, the young Kilmarnock midfielder. Constantly
looking to get beyond the back line. 8 runs from midfield, really positive. It was a lovely deft touch from Cole Burke in the process.
McCallion's ball in, punched away by Haslett. Burke will pick up and look to run to the byline. Lovely play from Cole Burke there, and nearly squeezed its way in at the front post. Well, a goal and assist for him. He'll be keen to add more, but a great performance in this first half from the young attacker.
Yeah, he's really impacted the game. Obviously coming in today, first thing when you're playing that position, how can you affect the game? He's obviously had his assist, his goal we've spoke about, some lovely touches as well in the build-up play. He'll be looking to add to that as the game goes on.
Osborne, good reading of the game again. He held off Ooze and Balbuena. Carroll. His first start in this phase of the Under-17 Euros, but key member of Aberdeen's league-winning side last season. Heavily linked with a move to Nottingham Forest as well, which I think fell through in February due to a bit of paperwork issue, but another really talented young defender.
Great take there, Smith.
Yeah, Smith looks a real talent, the scorer of the opener, and here he is on the ball once again. It's Hogarth wide, just couldn't keep it in on the far side, the Hearts man. Yeah, we look at Alexander Smith. Scotty committed his future after appearances with USA at this level, but he's, as I say, committed his future to Scotland. Signed a pro deal at Rangers in the summer, reported interest from likes of the MLS and Arsenal as well, and he looks like a real talent both for club and country.
Yeah, I like him. He's really positive, taking the ball in tight areas, looking to take it on the back foot, can handle the pressure in terms of guy wanting to make contact with him. The thing is now, every year's important. Every year's important for these kids. How can you improve? It's a long journey to where you want to get to.
Yeah, I've seen a few players at Rangers get a couple of opportunities this season, the likes of Finlay Curtis and Bailey Rice, Alexander Smith, and the likes of Aidan McCallion as well. We'll be hoping that they're next. The same with Borland there, who was on the ball at Celtic. Here is Carroll.
Obviously, speaking about the amount of clubs that now from down south interested in these young kids, they're looking in Scotland and saying, right, is there a pathway for us to get into the first team? We have to try and make that a little bit better, in my opinion.
Yeah, we've seen a few move down south recently. I mentioned Lewis Carroll was linked to Nottingham Forest. Ali Graham went, the young goalkeeper on the bench. Brodie Dare as well, of St Johnstone, down to Fulham in February. McCallion.
Unlucky.
Looking for that run there of Taylor Hogarth, I think it was. Just claimed there by Liechtenstein's number one.
Yeah, it was a good idea. Again, we talk about the speed of runs from the attacking players, especially when you're a central player on the ball. The speed of run determines you whether you get the ball or not. Just couldn't quite get the right execution there.
Thrown here for Scotland on this left-hand side. Just a couple of minutes until half-time. We'll be seeing a few replays, I think, of the goals, a few chances perhaps as well, but it's been a dominant display from Scotland. 5-0 to the goods. McCallion finding Williams. Can they perhaps get a sixth before the break? Boyd wide to his Aberdeen teammate Carroll. Into Smith, back to Fletcher Boyd. Lovely, pokes it through for Traynor. Williams on a hat-trick. Just couldn't get there, it was well cleared.
Really good play again, starting down the left-hand side, switch the play, then come back in centrally. Some really good stuff there. Just couldn't quite find the pass in the end.
Yeah, Scotland a joy to watch this afternoon. A victory, albeit was expected coming into this, but young lads still need to go out there and deliver, and a first-minute strike from Alexander Smith has really set them on their way. 5 goals to the good, as I mentioned. A chance here to whip the ball in from out wide. Aidan McCallion's over it, but looked a sore one for young Cole Burke. Kelly player just tying his lace. I think he'll be all good to continue. McCallion's over it. Williams is short, but it will be McCallion to deliver, ball into the front post. It's a good stop there by Hassler in goal. Looked like it went behind for the corner. It was Traynor that was in there. Scotland unlucky not to add a sixth. Just 1 minute of additional time to play. Lovely work from Hogarth. Tries to slip through Boyd. Behind for the throw-in. Scotland will take it quickly here through Carroll. Lovely exchange there between Carroll and McCallion. Now Borland. Williams. Here's Osborne. Can Scotland muster one more attack before the break? Lovely out to Hogarth, just mishits the pass, and I think that will do us pretty much for the first 45. Liechtenstein 0, Scotland 5. A brace from Cameron Williams. Also goals from the front three: Alexander Smith, Cole Burke and Fletcher Boyd. 5 goals, a 5-star performance so far. 5-0 to the goods here against Liechtenstein. Brilliant showing in the first 45. A double from Cameron Williams, goals from Alexander Smith, Cole Burke and Fletcher Boyd as well. And Callum Brown joined alongside me as former Celtic and Hibs midfielder Scott Allen, who's been very impressed with what he's seen so far in the opening 45.
Yeah, fantastic first 45 from the boys. Some great football, some great goals in the process. Basically a case of more of the same. I think just obviously keeping that tempo, urgency about your play, because when you are this comfortable in a game, sometimes it can be easy to come off the gas a little bit. Just about maintaining the good habits that they had shown in the first 45 minutes. And I'm sure there'll be plenty more goals for some of the young kids in this squad.
Yep, Scotland will top their group if they are to win this one. Of course, barring complete disaster, but a lovely bit of work there from Burke, finding Boyd, and a free kick given to Cole Burke there. But for Scotland, it was a 2-2 draw with North Macedonia in their opener at Broadwood on Wednesday. Boyd and Hogarth the scorers in that one. A massively important win then, beating Romania 2-0 on Saturday. Borland and Masson with the goals. But unfortunately, Scotland cannot qualify for the finals in the summer. This is round 2 in League B. They were eliminated from their League A group in round 1. But winning this group will see Scotland advance to League A for the 2026-2027 Euro Under-19 qualifying group. There's a brilliant free kick, and it's Cole Burke on the score sheet yet again. Hassler with no chance, and Cole Burke bends one into that far corner over the wall.
That wasn't bad, was it?
Not bad at all. You've had a few in there, the Walker.
Yeah, fantastic from Cole Burke. Like I said, he's really impacted the game today. He wins the initial free kick. We've shown some great close control, dancing through a few bodies. He then steps up and whips that right into the top corner. Fantastic.
It's goal number 6 for Scotland, the second this afternoon from number 11, Cole Burke.
Yeah, 6th for Scotland. Cole Burke with his second of the afternoon.
Start the second half same way we started the first, on the front foot with a goal.
Yeah, terrific, and this win will set Scotland up nicely as this age group will then move up to the Under-19s in a year or so into League A. A real positive performance and really putting a marker down here. Romania putting 10 past Liechtenstein.
Great touch
on Wednesday. Scotland have hit them for 6 so far. Osborne in well. Foul there again, I think, on Cole Burke. Liechtenstein starting to maybe lose their discipline a little bit. A few poor challenges in the second half so far, but yeah, what about that for a free kick? Cole Burke showed his composure following in Archie Trainer's effort for his opener, Scotland's second goal, and well, that was just a bit of individual brilliance as Brian McLaughlin down below is readying some substitutes. But here is Hogarth out on the right hand side. Ball comes back here to Smith, young midfielder that got the opener, Alexander Smith of Rangers. Borland finding Williams. Great interception there by Hayden Borland. Osborne for Carroll. It's a triple change that Scotland are about to make. We're about to see Hibs defender Lewis Gilly, Cooper Masson, who came off the bench to score on Saturday against Romania, and Keir Gilligan of Dundee United about to make his way on as well. So Brian McLaughlin just freshening things up with this 6-goal cushion. Coming Hayden Borland, Aidan McCallion and Cameron Williams. Well, what a performance it's been from all three players, but in particular Cameron Williams might be a little disappointed on a hat-trick, you never know, but the left wing back has had a fantastic afternoon.
Yeah, for me he's been a real standout in this game, and he was in the previous games that I'd seen him play. It's like coming off with two goals to the good, and that energy that we spoke about in the first half, just a constant threat, especially in possession, looking to run beyond, and obviously having that end product to go with it as well is what you want to see. I think obviously with this, the way the score is at the moment, with the 6 goals to the good, it gives you a chance and other members of the squad to come on and impact the game.
Here's Boyd looking for Gilligan off the bench, and brilliant ball across from him. It was Trainer that was denied by a good stop, but it was a free kick, wouldn't have counted anyway. Gilligan coming on and immediately showing some good attacking prowess there from that left wing back spot, replacing Williams. Lewis Gilly is also on. 3 straight swaps, the formation stayed the same. Lewis Gilly made his Hibs first team debut in the Scottish Cup against Clydebank in January, the 16-year-old defender, and also coming on in midfield Cooper Masson, who we've seen in previous 2 matches.
Not a bad game to come on. 6 goals to the good, chances are plenty.
I know some great experience for these young lads.
Great pass.
Smith takes the ball very well on the spin, across to Gilligan, but the flag up on the far side. The young Dundee United man spent 10 years in United Academy, captain the club at under-16 level as well, coming through the St John's SFA Performance School. Good to see a fellow Dundee United Academy graduate.
Listen, it was a club for me where I spent 10 years. Obviously joined there at the age of 9, and also had a track record of giving opportunity to young players, something that we also touched on previously, and how important that was. That was at the time I was coming through, why we were able to keep on to such emerging talents. Obviously guys like myself, Johnny Russell, Armstrong came a bit later, but they always seem to find a pathway for us. and they have continued to do that, to do so over the years.
You obviously grew up in Glasgow, if you don't mind me asking. Obviously Dundee United a bit of a distance away. What was that like? If you would maybe enlighten some of the perhaps younger watchers. Well, as the ball comes in here, just the offside flag up against Traynor at the far post. But yeah, sorry, as I was saying there, you know, a young lad from Glasgow going to Dundee United for 10 years as a youth, and you know, what was those sacrifices like?
Well, the thing at that time was that Dundee United actually we trained in Glasgow, so
brilliant, okay.
So the boys from Glasgow and in the west trained in Glasgow, and the boys from Dundee would train across the road from the stadium at Gussie Park. I think it's called Foundation Park now, and on the Sunday we would both meet up and play the games, and that happened my whole way through up until the age of 16, and then once I had signed my first professional contract, we all had to move there because obviously you were full time. But that's something that you maybe don't see as much anymore, as these satellite centres, they were called at the time, where you would train during the week in your own city and then meet up with players from different parts of the country on a Sunday. But it worked really well for Dundee United for a long time. Yeah,
United got a fantastic track record of producing young talent. You think, you know, looking at the Scotland first team squad at the minute as well, like Andy Robertson and John Souttar, as the ball played in there.
Ryan Gauld as well.
Yeah, Ryan Gauld. Of course, Robertson coming through at Celtic and Queen's Park, but later moved to Dundee United. But Souttar and Gauld through the academy there. Just a couple of changes to update you with as well, as Jack Barr and Brodie Dare have made their way on. Jack Barr of Stephen McGinn's St Mirren's side. Brodie Dare, who I mentioned a little earlier, joined Fulham from St Johnstone in February. They've replaced Fletcher Boyd and Alexander Smith, two of the first half goal scorers, and a really great camp from those two in the last 3 matches. Barr sliding in there. Hughes did well, but Barr winning it back now. Burke. So pass over there on the left to Gilligan from Traynor. Gilligan will cut it back, and there is the hat-trick for Cole Burke. His third of the match. Substitutes combining. Gilligan with a good ball across, and there was Cole Burke. 3 different finishes from him, but 3 goals all the same, and a terrific performance from the young Kelly man.
Yeah, he's been fantastic today. Again in the right areas, finishes with aplomb. Jack Barr obviously setting it off there. Obviously coming off the bench, had an impact, finds the ball into the middle of the pitch. It's a lovely weighted pass to Gilligan, who again, as we speak about, lifting the head, picking out a teammate, giving me a chance to go and add more goals. Cole Burke again with the finish.
Yeah, 2 goals for him in September for the Under-18s against Indonesia, but I think this will top it. A hat-trick here against Liechtenstein at the Falkirk Stadium, and he looks a really, really bright prospect, playing through the middle, but looks like he can drift out wide as well, and there he is linking play once again. Traynor, his Kilmarnock teammate, finding Gilligan. That's Brodie Dare, apologies. Dare's ball in, looking for Burke. It's well cleared.
Great delivery that was.
Gilly does well there. Dare. For Cooper Masson now. Carroll, his Aberdeen clubmate. Just approaching the hour mark. Liechtenstein 0, Scotland 7. Masson wide to Carroll, one of the 3 central defenders for Scotland, which has allowed them to really control the game. All 3 of those centre halves been able to get on the ball and build up from the back. There was a foul there.
Even the odd time where Scotland have for lost possession, their counter press to get it back has been fantastic. I think a lot of the time in games you see around the world where you make a lot of changes, it can disrupt it for a bit, but here the boys coming on have slotted on perfectly. That's credit to themselves and the coaching staff.
Long here looking for Tsun Kai, the man that won the free kick, but offside given. Scotland will regroup with the free kick. Haven't had a lot of the ball, Liechtenstein, but that'll be something that frustrates their coach, Dieter Alge. Really basic ball forward, and their attacker offsides from the free kick. And they've got to work to try and get the ball back again. Great play here by Gilly. Driving forward from defence. The Hibs defender. Ball forward looking for Burke, who's hungry for more goals despite his hat-trick. Does well. Does enough to win the corner. The likes of Osborne and Gilly will come forward now. The young Hibs defender joined Hibs age 10, having spent time with Musselburgh Windsor and his local club, Gallifrey Dean. We'll see a few changes now for Liechtenstein. Erjon Memaj is going to come on alongside Daniel Loker.
Double substitution for Liechtenstein. Coming off is number 17, Effie Defran Uz, and
they'll be replacing Effie Defran Uz
replaced by number 7
and Alexander Palazzolo.
14, Daniel Loker.
With Dieter Alge just freshening things up. Really tough shift for those forwards without the ball, midfield as well.
It really has been. There have been so many long periods in the game where I haven't seen the ball. It does take its toll on the legs. Scotland, to be fair, haven't given them an inch.
I imagine you've been on both sides of the coin, Scott, where you're in a team that's dominating and winning and scoring goals, but what is it like when the odds are against you and you're kind of needing to be camped in and things like that?
It's not easy. It takes a team effort. I don't think I've been on the back of a 7-0, to be fair, but in the games where I have seen large periods without the ball, especially for someone like myself who would always want to be involved, it takes a lot of discipline. It takes guys behind you defending really well, and unfortunately today Scotland have just had too much for Liechtenstein all over the park. Defenders for Scotland and great with the ball, probing passes, playing between the lines, and then the attacking threat that we've seen all day, hence why they're 7 goals to the good. So a lot of good play, but they just haven't gave Liechtenstein an inch to even come into the game at all. I don't even know if the goalkeepers had a save to make as of yet. All that's credit to Scotland.
Trainer looking for Burke. Ball out here to Jack Bart. It's just slightly overhit. And Liechtenstein will regroup with a goal kick. I mentioned only the second fixture between these countries at under-17 level. Scott Allen involved in the last one back in September 2007 alongside the likes of Danny Wilson and John Fleck. Scotland run out 8-0 winners in that one, and they're on course to at least match it, if not better it. 7-0 to the goods here And with just under half an hour to play as well, it's been a fantastic performance from Brian McLaughlin's side. They're rounding off this 3-match campaign in style. Balbuena looking for the run here of Wolf in behind. Well picked up by Gilligan.
Played with a real maturity today, Scotland. Doing the right things.
Gilligan again. Chested there by Trainer, looking for Burke, who tried to make a half yard for the shot. We'll be straight back with Scotland now though.
Thought there was a pull there myself. Hogarth.
Tunkai with the throw here for Liechtenstein. Header's well won by Cooper Masson. Now Brodie Dare whips that one in, and it's going to fall here to Trainer on the left corner of the box. Gilly stepping forward from centre half position. Carroll. Osborne back now to Gilly.
Really passes the ball with a real purpose. Young Carroll, 4 or 5, he's moved the ball really quick.
You're not surprised to see clubs in the English Premier League sniffing around. Of course, Aberdeen will want to be able to hold on to him and give him that first team exposure like they've done with Fletcher Boyd at the end of last season and a few sub appearances this year. How important was that, Scott, when you were coming through at Dundee United, you know, that taste of first team football? You mentioned you would like to see it more. I'm probably of the same mind as you. How important is getting first team football at as young an age as possible?
Yeah, I think at the same time you have to be ready, but there has to be opportunity that kind of marries each other out. I think for us there was always a realistic chance if you progressed and you kept learning that an opportunity would come, because we'd seen players time and time again from the years in front of us get that opportunity. So that's what the kids need to do. Obviously with some of the Aberdeen players, they've seen these guys step in and have opportunities, so you need to see it to believe that it's a realistic chance for you to get the opportunity if you progress in the way which you yourself and the club want you to. I still feel it could be throughout the country there could be a better pathway for a lot of these young players. We've spoke about how many teams are linked with moves to here and there. But nothing beats first team football to then go down to England. It's even harder to get in the first team, especially at that young age. So yeah, it's got to be right for all people, but the kids have got to see that realistic pathway for them.
Well, the yellow card here shown to Tunkai, I think. The referee just been perhaps a bit overzealous and forthright. Scoreline at 7-0. Do we really need to be seeing yellow cards?
He's just doing his job. That's the rules.
Masson. Jack Barr there doing his bit to try and win the ball back, but a foul given. Won by substitute Memaj.
Does it look in any real rush to get after the ball there?
Not at all. Why would you be?
No, you're right.
Well, plenty of these young Liechtenstein players playing for FC Vaduz, their academy, a club from Liechtenstein, but they play in the Swiss second tier. I've had a couple of encounters with Scottish clubs actually. Played Livingston in a UEFA Cup qualifying tie in 2002, 2003. That was 1-1 in Vaduz at 0-0 at Ammonvale, with Livy going through on away goals. Vaduz have actually played here at the Falkirk Stadium, would you believe it, as well, in a Europa League qualifying tie in 2009, 2010. Ryan Flynn scored here to give Falkirk a 1-0 lead going over to Vaduz, but it wasn't enough as Vaduz won the second leg 2-0. Here comes Jack Barr on the right, the young St Mirren fullback. He's impressed in this camp as well from right wing back, as is Sander McAllister, who I've not seen involved to date from Motherwell. Cole Burke with the ball across, looking for Trainer at the far post. Those two linking really well. Of course, Scott, you'll have come away on international duty at this level before, and with the 21s as well, and played with players from different clubs. But how good is it when you're with a teammate from club level? You know, we've seen Trainer and Burke linking very well today. You know, I'm thinking of Carroll and Boyd as well, and Smith and McCallion in midfield as well. How pivotal do you think that is, striking up those relationships from a young age?
Yeah, I think it really helps. I think looking back at my own career, obviously, especially at 19s and 21s, I had played with Stuart Armstrong and Johnny Russell for a long length of time by that point. So you ultimately have the understanding of each other's game. So it definitely helps. I think you could definitely see that with Trainer and Burke today at times as well, finding each other in the pockets, looking to run beyond the combinations as we speak about. So it is important, but it's also a good thing to go and play with boys from other clubs who sometimes in football you can turn up to a camp, you just click with someone on the pitch very, very quickly, and you just have that total understanding. I think I just spoke about it in terms of how the games have progressed over. This is obviously the third game of the campaign. I feel as if they've got stronger every game, and that just comes with time on the training pitch and essentially performing well on the match day.
Put you on the spot a wee bit here, but any players spring to mind that you've had that perhaps click with throughout your career?
Johnny Russell was definitely the first one I had with that. At Hibs, I'd say John McGinn and Jason Cummins. Jason Cummins for me was perfect. Martin Boyle as well, obviously with natural pace that he had. For me, who wanted to find the killer passes, you know, he could put it in front of him and he would get there because he was so quick.
Carroll finding Alfie Osborne, pass across there to Gilly. Again, those three central defenders was Borland in the first half, but now Gilly, Carroll and Osborne linking well together and controlling the game. Osborne so good with the ball at his feet, has played midfield often for Hearts at youth level as well. Trainer, down goes Barr, and free kick, and another yellow card there. Frustration from Liechtenstein's Zekan. A chance now for Scotland to load the box. A couple of options short, but it's Cooper Masson over this free kick in a decent area. It was taken short. Good run from Taylor Hogarth here. He'll deliver, looking to find Osborne at the far post. He connected with a volley, but it was just blocked in front of him. That's superb play from Carroll. Plenty of talent on the pitch, but a couple that haven't featured today. Young Jamie Hislop of Ayr United, currently on loan at Cumnock. He's been in the first team setup at Ayr since the summer. Handful of appearances off the bench in the Championship this season. Callan Hamill. There are strong reports that he's on his way to Arsenal as well. the young St Johnstone defender. And as you say, those English clubs are sniffing around Scott. Some real talent on the books here of the Scotland under-17s.
Yeah, we're seeing it more and more. I think if I was this age now and you were looking at bigger horizons, I think you'd be looking at Italy to the place where you want to go and make your mark. Obviously we've seen a lot of Scottish players go and do really well out there as of late. It shows you the talent that we do have in the country. But we do want to see these players in the top league in Scotland for sure first.
Gilligan and Dare linking well there on the left, but just a miss-hit cross as ball goes behind for a Liechtenstein goal kick. Well, we approach the final 15 minutes now. Scotland still 7 goals to the goods. Hat-trick from Colbert, 2 from Cameron Williams, and a goal in the first half as well from Alexander Smith and Fletcher Boyd. Scotland 1 in front after just around 50 seconds. The perfect start to their afternoon, and it's really been a stroll for them, but you know they've been terrific as well. It's not been like a training session. The tempo's been there, and they've looked like they can score every time they can go forward. Played some fantastic football. I highlighted that 4th goal, and you know, a real variety of goals as well. Colbert from the free kick for the 6th goal as well was an absolute cracker.
Great run again from Traynor.
Your Scotland goal again. Traynor into the box looking for Burke, and it's well put behind by Kessler, I think that was.
Yeah, listen, Scotland have earned the right today. They've done everything professionally and moved the ball quick. Created some great chances in the process, and some of the goals we've seen today have been excellent. And great performances all over the park.
Corner taken short there to Gilligan. Maybe Masson. Now to Cole Burke, who's full of confidence. Fancy these chances from long range again. Barr wins it back. Just fouled there on the right hand side. Well, elsewhere, not that it matters too much, but North Macedonia 0, Romania 2. So even if Scotland hadn't been at their goal scoring best today, they would have been all right, as a win would have just done them with a better head-to-head than Romania. Better points tally as well, of course. Short here to the edge of the box. Decent delivery looking for Osborne. It'll fall to Burke again, hungry for more goals, and just deflects through to goalkeeper. Dare will try and hoover up the loose ball, but it's claimed by Hassler.
Touch.
Lovely touch and forward coming. Keir Gilligan, he breezes past his man into the box for Brodie Dare. The penalty is given. Dare just knocking it wide, but clattered by the goalkeeper. And Scotland will have a chance to make it 8 from the spot. Lovely move down the left.
Yeah, it really was a lovely touch from young Traynor. Awareness, just a lovely little deft touch on the overlap. Scotland have a chance now for the 8th.
It's going to be the young Fulham attacker, Brodie Dare, the man that won the penalty. A Chance from the spot for Scotland, and emphatically finished by Dare, in off the crossbar. Goalkeeper with no chance, and Scotland 8, Liechtenstein 0.
Great penalty, made no mistake there, and rifles it in off the bar. Scotland have the rate for the day, and thoroughly deserved. It was a great move. Brody Dare steps up, finishes emphatically.
Yeah, I don't think there was anyone taking the ball off Brody Dare there when he won the penalty.
And the penalty spot, the scorer, number 19, Brody Dare.
16-year-old to join Fulham in February from St Johnstone, as his goal for Scotland was playing for St Johnstone Under-18s at 14 years of age, winning the league and cup with them. Joined them aged 12 and didn't unfortunately make an appearance for St Johnstone before he was whisked away down south 6 times. He was an unused substitute in this season's Premiership, but certainly a one that looks bright for the future as well, down at Fulham in the Premier League. Masson with the switch, looking for Bart, just slightly overhit. Balbuena. Rare bit of possession here for Liechtenstein. Scheidel forward looking for Wolf. Couple of nice passes there, but Gilly is in well. Masson. I think Wolf looks to have gone down over on that far side. The referee will just halt play for the time being. A chance for the midfielder to be treated. Scotland 8 goals to the good, though perhaps selfishly maybe looking for double figures. Romania hit it on Wednesday as they put 10 past Liechtenstein. I think maybe in a game like this it's almost been perfect, and not that Liechtenstein have got forward all too much, but the clean sheet will be very important as well for Scotland. Yeah,
the clean sheet, but I think first and foremost today they would have wanted to go and put on a show, showcase the talents that this squad does possess, and they've done that. They've done that and more. There's been some fantastic individual performances. Some of the goals, in terms of the team moves, have been excellent. Showed a lot of maturity in the play, which I'd said previously. They really have. They've kept doing the right things, moved the ball quick. Decision makings in the final third been really good.
Osborne. Bark into Carroll. Wide now for Hogarth, looking for options. Picked it up really well. Taylor Hogarth looking for his first of the afternoon after creating one of the first half goals. Carroll. Brody Dare dropping deep there, eager to get on the ball wide. It's popped to Gilligan. I think a free kick given against the young Dundee United wing back. See a change now for Liechtenstein.
Substitution for Liechtenstein, coming off is number 4, Arda Tunkay.
Arda Tunkay is going to be replaced by Efe Gulbahar.
Efe Gulbahar.
Just approaching the final stages of this one. It's been a terrific afternoon for Scotland. 8 goals to the goods. And again, as I mentioned previously, unfortunately cannot qualify for the Under-17 Euros, but this will set them up nicely for this age group as they move up the ages to the Under-19s. They'll be in League 8 for the 20, 26, 27 Euro campaign. So this victory will stand them in good stead. They'll have lessons to learn from League A campaign in round 1 back at the end of 2024, and they were beaten by Northern Ireland in Ireland. Victory over Lithuania, but it wasn't enough to keep them in that section to try and gain qualification to the final 8 for the Euros. I think handball there given as Liechtenstein had a rare foray forward, looking, as I said, for their first goal in 9 matches. Well, Scott, it's commentary by day for you and training by night with Kelty Hearts this evening.
Sure is, yes. Over about 40 minutes away from here, not too bad. I've really enjoyed it today.
You're looking to put some of these Scotland moves into practice tonight?
We can certainly try, that's for sure. On a serious note, some great performances today.
Enjoying it under Charlie Mulgrew?
Yeah, I'd obviously been on the back of a few injuries myself this season, so I'm just kind of back to full fitness now. There's about 6 games left, so I'll have a real push for the playoffs. See where it takes us.
Barr down the right. Good interception, but Scotland regain possession with Barr. It's going to be Cole Burke with the effort. A good stop by Hassler. Turns it round the post. And Burke has already netted a hat-trick this afternoon, looking for his 4th. Creator of the opening goal as well was Cole Burke. Decent delivery, headed away by Balbuena at the front post. It'll be the left foot of Keir Gilligan again. He's taken short this time to Masson. Scotland will work it across here with Barr, trying to change the angle. It's going to drop to Burke, who clips it in behind, looking for Dare. Put behind for the goal kick. Gilligan wins it back there on the left from Johannes Volvend. Just approaching final 3 minutes or so. Scotland 8, Liechtenstein 0. Been a fantastic performance. Brodie Dare with the latest goal from the penalty spot. Scotland were 5-0 to the good at half time. Cole Burke trying his luck again from distance there. Terrific performance from the young Kelly man. Was one of 2 Cole Burkes called up actually. Cole Burke of Queen's Park. That could have been a bit of a nightmare on commentary for us, but no, the Kelly man's been terrific this afternoon.
It's been a constant threat all game. Always in areas where he could maybe get a shot away. The goals he has taken today have been excellent. Over that assist we spoke about, he get the ball rolling.
Yeah, he'll be stepping out at the end of April, I think, at the National Stadium. Will Cole Burke alongside Archie Traynor, the Kilmarnock Under-18s in the Youth Cup final against Dundee. That one at Hampden Park, so all eyes will be on that. Lovely footwork here. What a run this is from Traynor. Masson now, bit of space on the right for Hogarth. Now Barr, Carroll, lovely footwork. And a great pass for Taylor Hogarth. The flick might fall for Barr here, it wasn't to be. Colburn so close again to poaching a fourth. Osborne, brilliant composure. Burke's there, it's blocked again, and Scotland in search for this ninth. Taylor Hogarth. Osborne wins it back there with ease, showing his physicality.
They're on course to match that 8-0 back in 2007, was it?
Yeah, 2007, looking to beat it. Scotland on the attack there, but a bit of cramp for these. One of the young Liechtenstein midfielders. They're readying a sub down below us. We will see that change now. It's going to be
Substitution for
Emmanuel Wolf to make way. Noah Biederman is his replacement. 16-year-old who plays his football with FC Urugel. We'll just see fourth official signalling 3 additional minutes. Time for Scotland to try and get that 9th goal. All into the box. Was left by Bark and headed back to his goalkeeper by Liechtenstein defence. Scott, difficult to summarise an 8-0 in a few sentences, but how would you round off the performance? A terrific display from Scotland, controlling from start to finish, really. Yeah,
just a real maturity beyond their years. You make these games as difficult as you want them to. Chance comes in.
Gilligan looking to set it back there, I think, for Traynor, but Liechtenstein clear their lines. It's won back by Colburn.
Just think they've approached the game really well, individually and as a team. So speak about the individual performances of Colburn, Smith in the first half, Carroll in defence, who I've really liked, Osborne as well.
Masson, good footwork, finding Gilligan, his ball in. Bloody Dare with the touch. Scotland keep it here with Traynor. Now Carroll.
How can we forget Williams as well, who went off so early in
absolutely.
the second half as well, and his impact in the first half.
Might have needed a couple of match balls if Williams had stayed on. Colburn grabbing the limelight with a hat-trick, but not to forget Cameron Williams' brace as well. To the offside flag up, which will, you think, completely ensure Scotland's clean sheet to round off what has been a terrific afternoon. They will be group winners in round 2, this League B section. That'll set the Under-19s up, so this age group in a year or so's time for the 2026-27 Under-19 Euros qualifiers. It's Gilligan. Ball into the box. Gonna fall for Barr at the far post. It was nearly a 9th with one of the last kicks of the ball. Missed by Hassler in the Liechtenstein goal. Lovely bit of work, the two wing backs combining. Jack Bard of St Mirren unlucky at the far post.
Yeah, I think he didn't see it too late coming over the goalkeeper. And that wraps it up.
Yeah, that's full time here at the Falkirk Stadium. Scotland more than doing enough A fantastic display from Brian McLaughlin's side. 8-0 winners over Liechtenstein, and they have won their group, seeing off North Macedonia, Romania, and this afternoon's opponents, Liechtenstein.